Hello and welcome to the Closed Pyramid, episode 4 on this Memorial Day. So happy Memorial Day. We're going to talk, I didn't get to do this on Saturday because we actually recorded kind of like a emergency podcast for the Inter Miami sanctions, and then we also want to talk some NWSL. So I pushed this to today, and we're going to recap both last weekends. Really not going to go game to game as much as kind of headlining the stories just to kind of catch us up for the last 2 weekends on what we missed. So we're going to get into it. We had some big things happen in the USL Championship this past few weekends. When we look at the matches that took place on the 22nd, just real quick, I'm going to read scores. We're just not going to go in depth with these games because there's so many. Saturday, Indy 11 beat SKC 2-0. Pittsburgh Riverhounds lose to Charlotte Independence 1-0. Louisville FC beat the San Diego Loyal 2-1 to give Loyal another straight loss. Tampa Bay Rowdies in the Battle of Florida against Miami FC. They win 2-1. San Antonio FC beat Birmingham Legion 2-1. El Paso Locomotive 1-0 over Rio Grande Valley FC. Orange County SC over Sac Republic 1-0. Phoenix Rising over Las Vegas Lights 5-1. Charleston Battery 2, New York Red Bulls 2-2. The second New York Red Bulls team had 2 as well. Okay, Atlanta United 2, Memphis 901 finishes 2-2. LA Galaxy 2 lose to Oakland Roots 3-2. Then on Wednesday, we had Birmingham Legion 1-0 over OKC Energy FC. Austin Bold beat Real Monarchs 2-0. And on Friday, we had Pittsburgh Riverhounds 3, New York Red Bulls 2-0. So complicated when they have the number in their name like that. Okay, Hartford Athletic and Real Monarchs was postponed due to inclement weather, it looks like. Louisville FC lose to Indy 11 2-1 on Saturday. Miami FC over Charlotte Independence 2-1. OKC Energy 0-0 with Memphis 901. San Antonio FC 1, Rio Grande Valley FC 1. New Mexico United 0, Loudoun United 1. Also had some cases of racial abuse there from the New Mexico fans. Orange County SC 3, LA Galaxy 2-4. So that one finishes 4-3 in a 7-goal thriller. Sac Republic lose to Phoenix Rising 1-0. And San Diego Loyal get their first win of the season. 2-1 over Las Vegas Lights, who is struggling just as bad as San Diego Loyal was. Then on Sunday, we had Atlanta United 2 versus Birmingham Legion. Legion win that one 1-0 late. SKC 2 over finishes 0-0 with El Paso Locomotive, and Austin Bold and Tacoma Defiance was postponed due to inclement weather as well. So a lot of that in all sports, especially on the East Coast due to a huge rainstorm up and down the coast. But that was going to be in Austin, so I'm not sure what happened in Austin. I've not kept up with that, but it did say inclement weather. So when we look at the table, we have Tampa Bay Rowdies in first place, 4 games, 12 points on the East. Pretty good results. 4 straight wins. Birmingham Legion in second with 6 games played, 10 points. So the points per game, not as high there for the Legion. So Rowdies have 2 games in hand of that. If they win both of those, that would put them at 18 points, 8 points above the Legion. Tampa Bay may run away with the East here. But Indy 11 might have something to say about that. They've had 4 games played, 9 points, with just the 1 loss there, and that loss was against Tulsa. FC Tulsa, 4 games, 9 points as well. Their last loss was against Atlanta United 2, 5-0. They have not played since May 19th, we covered that game in the last Closed Pyramid we did. We have had 2 weeks of games since then. Miami FC is in 5th with 9 points. Atlanta United 2 in 6th with 8 points. Louisville in 7th with 7 points. Hartford Athletic in 8th with 7 points. Then you have the other teams. Not some good chances for those teams, I don't think. On the West, Phoenix Rising FC in first place with 5 games played, 12 points. They only have the one loss. That loss was against the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That was on, I think, ESPN. LA Galaxy 2 is in second place with 11 points out of 7 games played. This is where USL is so weird with the amount of games played and everything. Rio Grande Valley FC in third with 10 points after 5 games. San Antonio FC in fourth with 8 points after 5 games. Tacoma Defiance in 5th with 3 games played, 7 points. They have not played since the May 16th game. Then you have New Mexico United in 6th with 7 points out of 5 games. Sac Republic in 7th with 6 points out of 4 games. And down the line in last place, Las Vegas Lights FC. 4 straight losses, 0 points. They've only played 4. San Diego has played 5, and that's what got them out of the cellar, and they did that by playing Las Vegas Lights FC. So, not a great start there for Las Vegas Lights since they became, I think this is the first year that they've been an affiliate of LAFC. Not great there. Real Monarchs SLC is in 14th place with 2 points out of 4 games played. So the Loyal leaped over them with just winning 1 game. So it's interesting. I don't think the Monarchs have played. They have not played Las Vegas Lights yet. So when they do, maybe they get some points. But Las Vegas Lights need to go up against Tacoma Defiance next. Like I said, who are in 5th, but they've only played 3 games. They have 7 points out of those 3 games. And Monarchs will face New Mexico United next, while San Diego gets Phoenix Rising, the best team in the West. So we'll see how that goes over the next few match days. Leading in goals is Santi Moore. He leads the league with 5 goals. He plays for Phoenix Rising. You have tied for that Santiago Patino, who plays for San Antonio, Jorge Hernandez, who plays for LA Galaxy 2. All of them have 5 goals. So we'll see how that continues to develop throughout the season. Yeah, that's pretty much your catch-up here on the USL Championship. So we're going to start looking at USL League One, who have not been as consistent with games. Let's see. They played a few last Saturday. And those were Richmond Kickers 0, North Carolina FC 0. Chattanooga Red Wolves SC top the Fort Lauderdale CF. That's Inter Miami's lower team. Red Wolves win that one 2-1. South Georgia Tormenta FC lose to Greenville Triumph 1-0. Toronto FC 2 beat North Texas SC 2-1. Forward Madison get another win. That's 1-0 for them over Union Omaha on Wednesday. Toronto FC 2 lose to Tucson 2-1. And New England Revolution beat Fort Lauderdale CF 1-0. That's the New England Revolution 2 team. And then on Saturday, we had North Texas SC 1, Toronto FC 2-1. So they drew that one. That was confusing for you. Chattanooga Red Wolves SC win another game 2-1. They beat the Richmond Kickers. North Carolina FC lose to Tucson 2-1. Then on Saturday the 29th, we also had South Georgia Tormenta FC lose to Forward Madison 3-1. So we have some games coming up this week. On Tuesday, Forward Madison play again, and they play against Fort Lauderdale, who have not been in good form recently. On Wednesday, we have Toronto FC 2 versus Union Omaha. That's at 10 o'clock. Then we have on next Saturday, we'll talk about those games when we do the next show on Saturday. So just 2 midweek matches there. Fort Lauderdale versus Madison, Toronto versus Union Omaha. When we look at the stats for them, leading the league in goals is Marios Lomas from Greenville Triumph. with 5. So 5's the lucky number here in the USL Championship and the League One. That's the one that's leading the table. Leading the table in the league, Greenville triumph with 13 points out of 5 games played. Forward Madison in second with 10 points in their 4 games. They drew to start the season, then they've had 3 straight wins. Union Omaha in third. Chattanooga Red Wolves in fourth. Second, third, and fourth all have 10 points. Fort Lauderdale are in fifth place with 9 points. But they've had the 2 straight losses and 3 losses in their in their last 5 games. And they've played 8 games. So they're not doing so hot recently. Richmond Kickers are in 6th with 7 points. At the very bottom is North Carolina FC with 1 point out of 4 games played. And that point was against the Richmond Kickers on May 22nd. So I think we're going to go ahead and just quickly talk some NISA like we usually do here. NISA, when we look at the matches that were played last Saturday, there was only one, Michigan Stars and Detroit City FC. Detroit City FC had won all of their games previously. Michigan Stars are able to hold on to a 1-1 draw is what they get. You get Detroit City FC taking the lead in the 50th minute, but a penalty in the 87th minute giving Michigan the draw. On Saturday the 28th, we had my Maryland Bobcats go up against Chattanooga FC. That one finished 0-0. San Diego 1904 FC beat Michigan Stars 1-0. LA Force beat Cal United Strikers 2-1 on Sunday. We have some midweek games this week on Wednesday. New Amsterdam versus Cal United Strikers on Wednesday. Detroit City FC versus LA Force. And then we have some more games on Saturday, which is just, we have 4 games on Saturday. So that should be fun, but we'll talk about that probably on Saturday. So when we look at the table for NISA, we have Detroit City FC still in first, 13 points out of 5 games. They just got held to their first draw against Michigan Stars, who are down in 7th. LA Force in second place with only 1 loss. That loss was to, you guessed it, San Diego 1904. I'm just kidding that you would guess that. But Stumptown AC is in third with 6 points out of 3 games played. Cal United Strikers are in fourth with 6 points out of 4 games. San Diego in fifth with 6 points out of 3 games. Chattanooga in sixth with 4 points out of 3 games. Michigan Stars in 7th with 4 points out of 5 games. They won their first game, and they've had 3 losses and a draw since. Maryland Bobcats, 4 games, 1 point. They just got that point this weekend against Chattanooga. 3 straight losses to open the season. Before that, New Amsterdam in bottom with 0 points out of 3 games played. So here's the thing about the Bobcats. What is their issue? Their issue seems to be that they can't score. They've only given up 5 goals in their 4 games. They lost to Detroit 1-0, which is not bad. They lost to Stumptown 2-1. They lose to LA 2-0. And then they draw with Chattanooga 0-0. But they can't score. They've only scored that 1 goal when they played against Stumptown and lost that one 2-1. They've scored 1 goal, given up 5. They have a -4 goal differential. The only team with less goals to them is the team in bottom, New Amsterdam, with 0 goals and given up 3 in 3 games. So that is... so New Amsterdam's lost all 3 of their games 1-0. So maybe what Bobcats need is to take on New Amsterdam. I don't know. We'll see how that works out when those two eventually play each other, I guess. But yeah, Detroit on a roll at the top. LA doing pretty well at the top. Stumptown doing pretty decent. Now, Detroit's played 5 games. Michigan Stars have played 5. Everybody else has played either 3 or 4. So that's another issue with scheduling, I guess. But unfortunately for the Bobcats, they need to be able to figure out how to get the ball in the back of the net, or else they're never going to win a game. You know, the one game they didn't give up any goals in is the one that they just drew. Otherwise, they've given up, it's impressive they only give up one against Detroit, but then the other teams, Stumptown and LA, both scored 2, and they're both also in the top 3 as well of the league. So it's been a tough stretch for them. They've had to face the top 3 teams and also face Chattanooga, but Chattanooga is only in 6th place. They've only played 3 games. They've only got 4 points. Just is what it is. So we'll see how that goes. They play Cal Unite Strikers in this upcoming weekend, I think it is. So we'll probably talk about that. Yeah, we'll be talking about that probably on Saturday. Just a lot of stuff going on here. Hopefully that was informative. I know I probably went really quick there. But with all the games that we had missed, I had to, just due to some scheduling conflicts, had to get it going. So I hope everybody now feels like they're a little caught up on what's going on in the closed pyramid, these lower leagues. Let me see how the NPSL is doing, if that's started yet. I have not been following the NPSL that much here. They have a summer season that, they've been playing. So if we look at their standings, so they've only played 5 games as well. We have, there's a lot of teams in the NPSL, but let me take a focus here on one of the teams that are near and dear to me, and that's FC Baltimore Christos. They've only played the 1 game. They've got 3 points. They're leading their Mid-Atlantic Conference division. There is a Hershey FC. They're in the bottom place of the Keystone Conference. Westchester United. My wife went to school around Chester, so that's pretty cool. Oh, yeah, there's so many teams in the NPSL. Yeah, a whole bunch of them. FC Frederick, are they in... Frederick where? Yeah, it doesn't even really say anything about them here. Oh well. But yeah, so we might cover a little bit of NPSL. That's a tall task to cover like 92 teams there. But I hope everybody enjoyed the episode, and we will be back with everything's going to be probably delayed a day due to the holiday. So usually we record Stoppage Time Soccer Show today and release late Mondays. We'll be recapping the UEFA Champions League on there, but that is pushed to us recording tomorrow, which means our MLS stateside episode is pushed from releasing, maybe it might not release, well, it's not going to release Wednesday morning. I have to record it on Wednesday evening, so it's probably going to be Thursday morning. Power Ranking is probably come out Friday, and then we're back to Closed Pyramid on Saturday. So hopefully everybody has a great day. You can follow us on Twitter at Stateside Show, on Instagram at